Greetings, church. It's Kevin Duclairon. I just came back from the Pastor's Appreciation Breakfast here from the Embassy Suite by the airport. Let's see. Yeah, the worship leader was Mark Leith of Third Day, and the comedian speaker with the gospel was comedian Nazareth. That was his name. And we had a good breakfast. Basically what Nazareth talked about was 3 points. Believe what you preach. We're in a spiritual battle. Don't doubt God. Jesus won. We know the end of the story, so let them do whatever they're going to do in the world. That's the second point. And the third point was that God can change your situation in 24 hours or in less than 24 hours. And then he has a site, NazarethUSA.com. It's an Instagram. Tons of information inside here. Tons of information. Breakfast was great. And your usual eggs and food and coffee and milk. There's a mug here, apple juice, and the invitation. All of that goes with this bag. So it was from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. And of course the Salvation Army gave us a bell here. That was pretty much it. There wasn't a whole lot in this here from OHSU. It was a good time, and I'm glad I went this year. I didn't go last year. I was down in Salem last year. I couldn't come up, so I had to call it off. This year, though, since I was already here in Portland, I went to the Embassy Suite and hopped on a train this morning. It was freezing. It was cold because I couldn't carry my backpack, my green backpack, so I had to sleep in the cold. It was freezing. Right now I'm in the process of trying to see if I can get a mobile home. It's gonna cost $23,900. So I have to put down 10% and then get a bank to finance it. And if a bank can finance it for me, then I'll make payments on it on a monthly basis. It's a micro, I think it's called a micro mobile home or something like that. But it's brand new and it has everything that I need. It's for a single male. Tired of sleeping in the streets, so I'm going to see if I can invest in that. Yesterday I met with my OHSU doctor, and something happened that I didn't expect. Afterwards, I had to take a flu shot and give some blood. In the blood room, I blacked out. I guess Gabriel had to come out, pierce my feet. And then an Asian doctor was going to take the blood from me, but he was representing Gabriel, and he was so angry that I had to call him out several times. And then, of course, they switched from the Asian doctor to a Christian doctor, and I spoke to her. She reminded me of Desiree from Christ Community Church. So what the Spirit said was that the Asian doctor was going to take my life, because of the length of the syringe was about this long, and if he would have punctured the veins, he would have gone all the way through. So I would have had a hole on both sides, and I would have bled to death from the inside. Apparently, that's what I was told. Anyway, they also did something that I wasn't expecting. They put $20. I think they took $20 and put it in my in this Bank of America envelope that I had. I'm not sure why, but when I got to the storage, which is this here, this is where I have all my junk. When I opened up the backpack, it was a mess. I mean, it was a mess. It was stressful. So I just left it, grabbed what I needed, and took off. Last night I was sexually assaulted three times. I called the police this morning and filed a report. Before I went to McDonald's, bought myself a cup of coffee, and then went to this message here, the appreciation meeting. It was good turnout, probably about 150 people, couples, singles. The comedy was great. The worship was excellent. And I think tonight they're having a free concert at the Tigard Christian Church. Melinda was telling me, don't go, because they're going to see you with the backpack and the gay community is going to come out and hit you. And I don't know, I'm just a Christian trying to do the Christian thing. So this is the card for it. If it was like he gave us earlier today, it would be great to go, but I got to take the cautions and the precautions also, because you don't know who's out there that wants to take you out. Anyway, that's about it. Just want to keep you guys up to date with what's going on. I don't know if I had mentioned that Los Angeles Water and Power had contacted me a while back. I think it was 3 months ago, telling me that they owed me $2,023. Well, they sent me the paperwork. I filled out the paperwork and I sent it to them notarized. I gave them the ID that I had, and Leslie Amber, I think her name was, because I began talking to Natalie Franco, and Leslie Amber took over the conversation, and then finally Sandra was the last person that I spoke to. They said that they can't accept my identification, the driver's license that I have, the social security card that I have, because it's under Kevin Duclairon, not Ernst Duclairon, which is what I had originally been employed under. And so I don't know what they're going to do with the retirement money. And now the retirement money is, and of course they get their 20%. The IRS gets its 20%. So the check is no longer coming to me. So if anybody thought that I was going to get $2,000, it's not coming this way. I don't know what they're going to do with the money. It's not my money. It's Los Angeles Department of Water and Power's money. So whatever they choose to do with it, that's entirely up to them. So I wrote them an email explaining that, and I also called them and spoke to Sandra. I couldn't get in contact with Natalie or Leslie. I think that's about it. Preaching continues, persecution continues. Now mobile home, I was supposed to get information from a Zachary. I don't know, he didn't send it to me yesterday, and I don't know if he's going to send it to me by mail. I was going to go down to, what is that called? McMinnville, I think it is, to go see it. But I don't know how to get there, so it's going to take some time to see if, and plus I have to find a place to put the mobile home, and all the problems that comes with mobile homes. It's not going to be any different than that of the trailer, especially when I'm still dealing with MacArthur and Franklin. She wants sex and he wants subordination, submission. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, that's about it. Other than that, nobody else has responded to the ministry. I was cut down at the table where I sat, really quickly, real briefly, because I think they were under the impression or assumption that when I do ministry, it's for show and tell. I don't do any kind of ministry for show and tell. I do it for results. And I want the American public and the church to understand that when I was doing this at the Gretchen Kafori Commons, it was because I was expecting a response from the Christians in that community. And I still expect a response from the Christians in the community. In other words, like anybody else. In other words, I'm not of European birth and I'm not of European blood, but I am of the Holy Spirit, and that should be enough. The cross here, this Roman cross that Jesus died on, is not for a European minister or ministry. It's for a crucified Christ who died on the cross for all of us. That means all of humanity. It applies to the crucifixion applies to everybody that is born of this globe here. It's for all of us, okay? It's for all of us born on this planet. And it's not just for the white man, the Spanish man, the Asian man, or the black man. It's for all nations. So my message, when I give it, this message here, the message is our mission, where it says here, the messages that I give out there, and the mission of the Lord, Colossians 3:16, and the 5 radio stations that Kpdq is reaching here on this globe with the message of the gospel. It's not for show. It's so that we become a church that meets for prayer, meets for prayer, Friday night Bible study, and Sunday morning worship service. That's the reason why I was doing it at the Gretchen Kafora Commons. That's the reason why I'm still in the world trying to make disciples of the nations. It's not for money, but it's for discipleship. So that in the future, I could bring men who are saved, men who join this ministry here, men who are saved out of the world and enter into this ministry here and come alongside me in ministry. We can go together to this breakfast that they put on. So it's not for show, and that's the reason for it. As you can see, this year again, a second year in a row, I went without a wife or without another minister to stand with me. So keep it in your prayer, church, that God will at some later time bless the ministry, and we'll see where it goes from here. All right. Father, I pray for my battery's growing low, so I got to turn this off. And so keep it in your prayer. All right. Talk to you later. God bless.